Dying by Ernest Gaines. And our theme is redemption, rediscovering the value of a black man's life. Okay, that's what. When you look out and you look at what's going on in this society today, if you look at the turmoil in Lebanon and how they have dropped mass bombs on the civilians there, and I saw a newspaper article about how a man was looking over the boulders, and it said he was trying to look for his son and mother. And so the war is being carried on us on a global level. And when you look on today what's going on in Iraq, and you see that Hadifa deaths that have occurred where 9 families had been just wiped out. One soldier died on a roadside bomb, and the soldier went into the houses and threw a bomb in there. Dark people that looked similar to us, and killed all of them. And now he's on trial, and the Marines have gave them $38,000 for their deaths, as if their life was only worth $38,000. So what you see happen is an attack, an offensive on black men, dark people's lives around the world. And so when you get here, look at Katrina and what happened with our people in Katrina, how they were suffering, some were needing help, and they got there late. And as a result, many people died in Katrina. Then you can look at the brothers in New York. What happened to that brother who got shot 51 times, was going just the day before his wedding. He was at a club celebrating. And he went out there and the police car got in some altercation and shot him 50 times. And now his little girl is dead. Take it here to Robert Clay, one of our own, who was a strong black man, who was doing positive work in the community, murdered, and they call it a suicide. And they were going to quit the investigation, but we had to step up and say, no, you can't do that to our brother. You have to find out what's going on, how he was murdered. And so when you see these things going on in our society, it devalues us as black men. And we are in a war today, whether you realize it or not. A war for our self-worth, our self-value. And you're in the battle whether you want to be or not. And the question is today for us as men, are we ready to fight? Are we ready to stand up for us, our manhood, and our children so that they can come up and see an example of what it means to be a black man? We have to decide right now, are we going to resist and fight, and how are we going to do it? We're going to do it through redemption. Redemption. We're finding the value in our own lives. We know we are the original people of the planet. We were here in the beginning, and so the power from God was given to us. The glory, the majesty was given to us. And if it wasn't back in ancient times, it's here with us today. It's in you, my brother. It's in you, my sister. It's in all of us today that we have to rediscover and find it, because we're looking outside of ourselves. It's not going to be given to us. We have to take it by force. And this is what this is about today, a mission that we're on, to rediscover the value of what it means to be a black man. Redemption is our theme. And we're going to lead in today to the book, the first question, on the personal level, about the lesson before dying. The first question we're going to begin with, we're going to start on page 62. We're going to go to page 62. We're going to go to page 62. We're going to get into some, if you don't have a book, you can look on your neighbors. We're going to, we're going to go to page 62. Redemption. Page 62. Page 62. We're going to start from where it says the big mulatto from Pariah. Can someone read for me? Can someone begin reading from where it says the big mulatto from Pariah had predicted it?
Yeah, I'll start.
Could everyone just speak up, because we're taping this today, so we want to make sure it gets on the camera, so we're going to project it, and we want to make sure everyone can hear us, please, so please speak up.
The big mulatto from Pariah had predicted it, hadn't he? It was he, Matthew Antony, as teacher then, who stood by the fence while we chopped the wood. He had told us then that most of us would die valiantly, and those who did not would be brought down to the level of beasts. Told us that there was no other choice but to run and run, that he was living testimony of someone who should have run, that in him he did not say all this, but we felt it. There was nothing but hatred for himself, as well as contempt for us. He hated himself for the mixture of his blood and the cowardness of his being. And he hated us for daily reminding him of it. No, he did not tell us this, but daily he showed us this. As clearly as anything, he showed his hatred for himself and for us.